Coach, heading into Big Tens, it's been, I guess, a couple weeks now since you played. Can you just kind of recap what happened in Mississippi,
Okay.
first of all?
Sure. You know what? We just had a couple rounds that we didn't play that well. That's the first time that's happened to us all year. And, you're not going to play every tournament good. And I think it was good for us. Now we knew what we needed to work on while we're off between now and the Big Ten championship this week.
So what did you do in the weeks off with the team? Did they? I know you're probably a lot indoors, obviously.
Mm-hmm. We did. Honestly, once we got back from Ole Miss, I realized because we top-loaded our schedule so much that they needed a few days off. So I gave them 4 days off of that weekend after we got back. And then since we came back, we've been inside. We've been at Chip and Putt in Golden Valley Golf Zone out in Chaska. We did Minnesota Golf Academy one day. So we've had plenty of places to practice indoors. And then the team took it upon themselves last weekend to drive down to Ames, Iowa without us, as per the rules, and play 2 rounds of golf just to get outside on the grass before Big Tens this week.
What does that give them? I mean, obviously, close enough for them to do that, but does it give them another opportunity outside of working in, because you haven't been able to play outside here?
Well, it's just a different feel when you're hitting off grass as opposed to hitting off mats. And, I think, the first day typically, after we've been inside, we are a little rusty, and then the second day is better. And because of the way the Big Ten sets up the rules, we really couldn't leave within the 48-hour time frame and get 2 practice rounds in for the Big Ten. They're only allowing us 1. So that was really the way to work around it a little bit.
Heading into Big Tens, what teams do you have to look at? I mean, you've seen most of the teams this
Right.
year. What are you going to see from everybody else in the conference?
Well, I think Michigan State's probably the team that we need to look at. They're probably the favorite right now. It's Michigan State, Purdue, and Ohio State are the top 3, and I think we can mix in there. The one thing I'm excited about is that the girls are refreshed. You can see they're excited to get going, and they've had some time off, but they've also practiced very hard the last 10 days. So I think if we play the par 5s well and we putt well, then we have a really good chance to finish where we'd like to finish. Basically
the same roster that you're taking down there that you took down there last year, finished 8th. What do you have to do to make that step up to the top, 4 or 5 teams?
Well, I think we have a little more experience this year than we had last year. I think we had one player that has really, Anna Leor, that's really come around this year that had never seen the course last spring. So I think that's going to make a big difference for us in scoring. And again, I think it comes back to the par 5s and putting.
Jackie, your senior had a top 10 finish last year. Can she do that again?
I do. I think she can. She played really well. BYU had a chance to win there. I think I talked with Jackie yesterday, and I said, last year was last year. You got to do, one shot at a time and focus on what you're doing this year and not get ahead of yourself.
Your best player this year has been Carmen. Statistically, what does she need to do to kind of finish where Jackie did last year?
I think Carmen needs to putt well, and I think out of anybody, she was the one that needed the 4 days off. I mean, it's interesting watching her the last 10 days. She's really been enthused, and she's excited, and she's ready to get going.
Good luck.
Thank you.